All right, so how did you first hear about the Mother Fan? I first heard about the Mother Fan.
I think I first heard about Mother Fan through my ex-boyfriend. And I thought that was like a really, like a red flag, but it turns out that it wasn't. Like, got rid of him, obviously. But like, besides that, I found out about it through him, and then I was like, I don't really trust his judgment. So then I, tried to find whatever I could on the internet. I couldn't find anything. And then this lady, when I was at the flea market, she had this like symbol, like pendant thing. And I was like, that seems kind of cool. I don't know what that is. And then she like took me to the side and we had a really good conversation. She was like, you should check it out. She gave me a little booklet of like everything, and that's how that started. But it originated from Gary. But
yeah, I actually went to a softball game, and then anytime I met Mother Fan, and then anytime I was like not into Mother Fan, she gave me a piece of candy, like a Skittle or a Starburst, and then I was just like all of a sudden like, yeah, I'm into Mother Fan, and I'm also like salivating for a pink Starburst.
Aww.
It was really special.
It's beautiful.
That's really cool. What about...
I mean, I've told this story 1,000 times. Yeah. I was in a Flying J's in New Mexico, and I had just taken a shower there because I was on a really long road trip. And everyone that I was on the road trip with, they're like, oh, we're all gonna take showers, and then they left. And so I was just kind of hanging out in my flip-flops and towels. And then Gary, who we don't talk about, I'm sorry, Gary just asked if I needed help. And like, I was just in a place where not a lot of people were supporting me. And I was like, yeah. And he said, hold this fan. And I was like, cool. And the rest is history.
I'll never get tired of hearing that story. He'll say it like a million times. I'm just like,
It's a good one.
I'm never, every time I'm like, yes, please tell me more.
It's the best story of my life.
I love a Flying J's.
Yeah.
Flying J's is great.
Yeah, for real.
We also bought a bunch of like meat sticks, those processed meat sticks.
Oh.
And we just kept
jerky?
kind
It's
of
like
a jerky.
like the Slim Jim type
Okay.
stuff they have them at the stores.
Yeah, like a tube of meat. And then we just made so many Bloody Marys with those.
I love that.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Gary.
Bloody Gary.
Oh!
Am I right?
He did end up pretty bloody at
Too
the
soon.
end.
That's
He did end up
Shit.
bloody. Shouldn't have put his fingers in that fan.
I mean, we told him to.
You did tell
But
him.
hey.
Yeah.
Oh, we did it. That's crazy.
One thing led to another.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Mother Fan did invite me to a wedding after she had
When?
been like hanging out with me at a softball game and feeding me specifically purple Skittles. Yeah, we were like both at this wedding, and we were like, those two shouldn't be together. So we like objected together. We were like, no. It was my sister, but like it was fun.
When was this?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's why you
that
don't talk
was
to your
not long.
sister.
Yeah, and then like she was like, and I was
Right,
like,
yeah.
stop, like don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. This person's terrible for you.
At least you were honest.
He wears a lot of vests.
Right, yeah.
And so yeah, then we got kicked out.
Mother Van and I got kicked out.
I haven't
of-
seen my family since.
Yeah,
Did I keep that aware?
they were pretty damp.
So my first impression of Mother Fan was
My first impression of Mother Fan was that she's a hero. Never told this story before. It's a hard one to tell. About a year and a half ago, when things were really bad, and I was not living in a home. I was living under a bridge and from place to place. Yeah. It was really late at night one night, and I was sleeping under a bridge, trying to stay warm near a fire, and I just heard it. I looked over my shoulder. I saw a box fan on the other side of the bridge. And I just looked at it. And I knew that I was safe. And I've always been with Mother Fan ever since.
Wow.
Can I give you a mother hug?
I would love a Mother Fan hug.
That's crazy.
May Mother protect you.
That's crazy. I get chills every time we tell that story. Like that, yeah.
Speaking of chills, it's kind of the same thing. My first impression and my first introduction to this was I was just in a troubled spot in my life. I was grocery shopping and I was in the frozen food section, and I just sat there with frozen peas in my hands, staring into the door.
Yeah.
The door was open, you know, it was starting to fog up and stuff, but I just found myself drawn to the whir.
No,
So
yeah.
true.
We've all
So
been there.
true.
The
That makes
whir
sense.
just started happening, and then I just got lost in it. Sorry. And I stood there and I just got lost. This circular moment in my life, it's cyclical. I just kept feeling like I kept going round and round without purpose. And then I felt a hand on my shoulder. And I turned and it was Mother Fan. And she said, I understand. It will be all right. All of life is a cycle. She was there to help. And I couldn't have asked for a better time for that hand to come out and reach for me. Sorry.
The worst truth. The worst truth.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
No. It's the least I could do. Is share my story.
Yeah. I'd say my first impression of Mother Fan was, I'd say all-knowing. I feel like that's a good way, at least with my experience, because growing up, it was weird. I had a very busy household, so I wasn't very much like paid attention to. So I kind of just did my own thing, and I had my own experiences, but I didn't really have any sort of guidance. And if I had questions, I couldn't really go to anybody, or I would have had to it was a case of like, you'll figure it out yourself. And I was kind of tired of that, because when you have like insecurities and you have like self-esteem issues and being told to just, you know what, you'll figure it out. That's kind of hard to hear at a very like developmental age.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, there was one time that I was out with friends, and this was when I first like started getting into Mother Fan. So I was still like, my head was like spinning, like the white noise was like very overwhelming to start. But we were out at like this nice fancy dinner, and I was like, I just needed some air. I just needed like some room. And it was at that point where I was questioning a lot of things about like myself, about my friendships, about my family, like whether to distance myself or not. And I went into like the restaurants, like fancy bathrooms, and I like looked at myself in the mirror, and I just like took a second, and I just like closed my eyes, and I just like breathed, and then I opened my eyes, and she was right there. And I was just, my heart, like everything in my chest was so like warm, but also cool. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know like what it was, but it was just like a mix of chills, but also this like warm, safe feeling. And she just looked at me, and she goes, I know. And I just started, I'm laughing about it now, but I literally was like sobbing. And like the waterproof mascara kicked in because she stayed, but I'm literally just like staring in this mirror, just hysterically crying because I didn't have anybody to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. But she was there. And so that's when I really like locked it, and I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I haven't felt this way prior to like any of that.
She's there when no one else is.
Right, yeah. That's what I needed. So that was my first like
I can
impression.
always feel her whirring in my heart.
Yeah, especially in like really like stressful situations. It's like kind of like a calming, like, it's okay. Like, you'll get there, you'll get through it. Like, this is temporary. The pain is temporary, as she would say. So
The thing I'm still on the path to understanding about Mother Fan is
The thing I'm still on the path to understanding about Mother Fan is, why did we have to smuggle so many poisonous dart frogs across the southern border And why, when we got arrested, was she not taking our calls? I mean, Tijuana jail is rough. I mean,
Yeah.
We know that she was in a spa day. And we
She-
know that she's been
yeah.
having stomach
we
issues.
shouldn't have called when she was on the spot. I know. No, I know.
You know that
Just
tests.
a lot of dart flop.
There's always tests, and you can't really predict when Mother Fan will give you a test.
Yeah, that's true. It's never planned.
How do you feel now that you are out of that Tijuana jail?
It's nice being out of the Tijuana jail. 30
What-
days.
What did you learn?
What did I learn?
What was the test? What
What
did
was
you?
the test?
The test?
I think Mother Fan just wanted to know that I was committed to my growth, to my development. I think she knew that she needed, a few more days with the cucumbers on the eyes and the masks and all that stuff before she, called her lawyer Jonah and had him arranged to have me released. I think that's what I needed.
I think what's also really important for you, Paul, is like learning to validate yourself. And I feel like breaking out of that Tijuana jail on your own,
Yeah.
you came up with the idea
Yeah.
on your own.
Right.
And I feel like that shows a lot of like, oh yeah, like I see my own value.
Yeah.
I see myself. And without that situation, you would still be asking us to give you compliments every day. You would, you used to do that
I was
a
really
lot.
needy, that's true.
Yes, you
I
would be
also-
like, is this okay? Should I spend this money? Like, I feel like you're really much more on your own now.
I also know that I can survive 40 volts of a taser shock, and that's
Yeah.
really useful to know.
That's good to
Because
know
I
in any
didn't know that.
situation,
As a
really.
child,
Like
no
Mother
one
Fan.
taught me that.
Yeah.
I feel like Mother Fan was testing us to see if we would ever doubt her. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think I would ever doubt her. Even if she were to ask me to sacrifice my firstborn child, I would do it without hesitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything for Mother Fan.
Yeah. I mean, she told me to like have a baby as a joke and
Right.
name it Renesmee.
I remember this.
And I was like, I know you're a big Twilight fan, but I'm happy now, and like
Yeah.
I can't wait to birth it and name it Renesmee.
It's a great joke. It's a great
It's a
joke.
good joke.
Anything for Mother Fan.
That is a good joke. I think the thing that I'm still trying to figure out about Mother Fan is like her bank situation. Because every time when I'm like, hey, I need to go to like deposit this, she's like, no. And I'm like, girl, why? She's like, no, because but she never gives me like an actual reason. So I don't know her income situation, and I don't know if she just like has a fear, but she won't take me. Like I have to be like, hey, Lindy, can you take me to the bank to like deposit my stuff? So I'm still trying to figure out like her financial situation background. That's something I never still don't know.
Well, again, that comes down
Anything.
to do we doubt her? Do you
Right.
doubt her?
It's not doubt, it's just I'm so curious. Like I'm still trying to get to know that financial side of her, if that makes sense. Because like I know her obviously
well,
her personality
if you think about it, like
Yeah.
we know her financial situation.
Yeah.
3/4 of my paycheck goes to her every. So
Well,
I
I
know
know the
that
math.
she has 3/4 of my paycheck. So like the math of it works out.
But what's the thing with the bank?
She doesn't believe in banks, does she?
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Is that like
Well,
genuinely?
Currency. Is that a thing?
So maybe
Is there something
overseas.
there?
Oh.
Overseas.
Current
Current.
C?
She creates currency.
Currency.
Overseas. She has a complicated relationship with Richard Branson.
Yes.
I think
forgot about
it
that.
was like a.
Mm.
I think they
Okay.
had like yeah.
She usually just gives me a lot of chocolate coins.
Okay.
Well, that's
And they're
worth.
good.
That's worth more.
Yeah,
though, I thought.
the
The
because she's
currency-
told us that
Yeah.
that it's
It's like
the exchange rate
Right.
is pretty.
it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
she told.
No, it's a market.
It's-
It's markets. It's like markets. It's dividends.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, one time she was like, go to Germany and like only get through Germany by like exchanging Red Bull. So I had a bunch of Red Bull and then I
Okay.
was like, here, take this Red Bull. Like, can I get on your train? How much Red Bull will it cost?
Okay.
And so then I did it that way, and then I was like, I need to sleep in this bed for the night. How much Red Bull is that going to be?
Wait, y'all been giving Mother Fan money? I've been
Oh,
giving her
yeah.
blood.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
That's-
Well, I mean, it
that's
depends on your
comparable.
situation.
Yeah,
You know?
can-
Like, it depends on what you're comfortable
Because
with.
how are you
what you
doing
can
in,
afford.
I've done
in
that
employment?
right, yeah.
I've done that before.
Oh,
I did that like within my first month, and then I said, "Hey, I'm actually anemic," and then she was like, "Oh, if you just want to pay me and like degree deodorant, that's fine." And I was like, "Oh, perfect."
Yeah, she takes into account your employment situation.
Yeah.
What if I gave her money and blood?
She'd love that.
Oh,
She would love
such a good idea.
I think
She
she'd
would
want
love
one over the other.
I would
yeah.
do that during like her birthday month though, so you can
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like lead into like, you know.
Right, she is a Scorpio.
She,
She
I think
is,
she'd rather
yeah.
prefer blood. That's my.
That's so
my
sweet
thought.
of her.
Mother Fan has promised Landon, Chris, and Lindsay something, like ascending to the heavens or something, but Shauna and Paul do not know about this. So the three-
Love the drama. I was getting ready to.
So the three of you have been promised something that you three all know what that is, and the other two it's news
So,
to you.
yeah, so the other thing is that the reason that you don't know about her finances past,
Yeah.
you know, giving her the money,
Right.
is that we know that there's a promised land past this. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Or
like,
like an abstract.
well,
though.
like-
it's like an abstract thing. There's a promise.
Well,
thing.
Wait.
from like
Whoa.
She's told you about
From
the
what I've
the
understood,
promised
like
land,
you could
right?
buy like a
Well,
tennis
I
court
read,
in the
I read
desert.
like in the storybook like that she would read us. I know that there was something that's the only promised land that I know of.
Good night, fan.
Good Night Fan, that's the one that I'm talking about. The Promised Land like chapter that's in it.
Oh. They're
Wait.
still new. So they're still on the story.
New. I was.
What?
here.
You guys are still on the story.
They just haven't
Is there a
done the
story?
initiation
After,
yet.
is
I
there a
just
story
think
after the
that,
story?
I just think
Well-
that you have to. I just think that you have to really trust and like really invest.
But what's
You know, physically,
what's
emotionally.
No. We're sorry. We were overstepping. Trust the process.
yeah,
But there's
Yeah.
a story.
But
after
there's
the
like
next,
something after
the
the
story.
story, yeah.
Yeah. the
There'll,
story.
there'll
Then
be
there's-
another. Yes.
But what
you
is
know,
that?
Did she text you about
That's-
this?
We're
Yeah.
Is
really
she-
not supposed to tell you
We're-
this. But
Is it in the main group chat or no? Like is it?
Yeah.
like,
Is it in the group? Wait.
or is
There's
it?
not a group
What?
within
Is there
the
a
group.
separate
No,
group
no,
chat?
no.
So
no.
we were all privately. We're not really supposed to tell you this, but we were all privately messaged by Mother Fan herself.
The three of you
And,
guys?
Yeah. If you didn't receive the message, then you're probably like not devoted enough, or like not on the list.
No, I got.
You
no,
still,
no.
you still
no.
have work to.
Whoa.
That's
It's
that's
just the normal
again,
work to do.
That's
all
again
she said.
why you were probably tested into
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
I'm sure
That's-
I got
think-
the. I'll check my spam
Just
folder. It's,
check your spam, or maybe you just didn't pass the test or something. It all happens. I mean, I didn't receive my first text message.
30
It's
days
okay.
into you went to jail, and I didn't get it.
But it's only been like 15 days since.
Maybe you should have spent 31.
Sometimes
It was
lags.
it was like international plan. It's an international plan, so maybe something I'll talk to her.
But like, okay, putting that aside though, what is it? Like, take us out of the equation for a second.
Yes,
What
please
is
answer
it?
this question.
Like, what
With
is it? Like, what
detail, what the
is the
promised land
promised land? If it's not the thing that's mentioned in the book that we read, what is it that she's talking about? Like with you guys.
You could take this.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable.
Said something about
So
it.
beyond the story,
Yeah.
there's a few select places in the United States beneath Church's Chicken where you're maybe given a spot during when everything's going to rise up and all of the damp people are going to die, and all of the followers
Just like Gary.
will be left. You will be given a space underground, a Church's Chicken,
Right.
to live and to exchange currencies and
Like forever?
foods. Forever and ever.
So like,
forever
when does
and
that?
ever and ever and
when
ever.
does that?
Whenever
happen?
the like big rise up happens, the damp rising.
But she.
So-
Yeah,
but she
when the-
messaged you guys now. So does that mean that it's like soon? Does that
Should
mean
we
that
go?
we're not
Should
included?
we pack or?
Like, cause I
No,
have
it's
my
that-
carry-on
it's-
suitcase.
It's not prophesied immediately. It's just always that there are new folks to be prepared.
So the kingdom
So that-
colony she's already chosen is going to be under a Church's Chicken.
Multiple.
Because
And they
I
all
talked to
connect.
her
They all connect
about the kingdom
underground.
colony the other day, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'll be here. Maybe it'll be there. Don't worry about it." But you're telling me that you all have known it's under Church's Chickens.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
and there's a
how-
tunnel
wait,
of
you
networks.
since we are higher in the hierarchy, we were looking out for you. We wouldn't have left you behind.
How long have you guys known?
For me, it's been
I got the text like 6 months ago.
Okay.
About,
and
like,
then,
a
what,
year
did you
and
get
a
the
half. She
same
told me
text
this when
at-
she was
So
feeding
about
me
a
roll.
year
Okay,
before you-
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've been in here for a while.
But no. When don't worry.
No, it's.
So you knew for like
No,
months
she
and then you
knows
just
that
weren't
I
gonna tell
Are
us?
you
She
doubting
knows that I
Mother?
want to go.
Paul, this is why you were tested. Are you doubting?
No, I'm not doubting. No, I'm not.
Come sit. This is the whole point, right? At the point where you are lowest is when Mother Fan, you will get the text. At any moment.
Yeah, no, I know.
I've
It's
heard
prob-
great things about your time in Tijuana.
I got tased.
Yes, and you came out of it fairly unscathed.
And Mother saw you get tased. It felt her with
She
joy.
did.
Can we think that Mother saw you and all the good things like that mothers have seen any of you do? Mother saw you, blah blah blah, the things that would earn you honor.
Mother saw you get tased. Mother saw you escape. Mother saw you suffer and prevail. And Mother saw you dealing with your finances. And then additionally hers, even though you did not know all the cards. Correct?
Yeah.
You're still here.
Mother saw you kill Gary.
And even though you lost a lot of her money, you'll still get the text.
Well, yeah, but obviously not like immediate because I'm not
You
good
just
enough
have
to
to
get
be
the text.
patient. Mother sees you. Don't doubt her.
And Mother saw you.
Yes.
Yes, Paul. Mother saw you
Feel that?
when you went to a Payless and you took all of the left shoes out of the boxes and you put them in her Volkswagen Beetle. Yes, she saw that.
blue one.
She saw that and she was very happy with you.
Trust. When the uprising happens, you will go down on Mother Fan.
Okay.